Hello, Kit fans. It's Talking Kit, and it is another full kit rankers. Our brand new show. I'm going to say every Thursday, but I'll tell you a little bit later on. The day is possibly changing, just so we can get one of our other hosts in because he's got football training. His football training's been moved. You've joined the badminton league, haven't you? I'm joined by Sean as always. You joined
table
badminton.
Tennis. I got it wrong. It was table tennis.
All right. I thought it was cooler when it was badminton, to be honest. So you can go back to Thursdays now, if that's all right with you.
I'll do that.
Yeah, cool. So thanks for joining us. There's no James. He's off telling jokes tonight down at La Hacienda, which won. What did he say last night? It's won the best
Northwest Open mic.
Yeah. So he's off telling jokes tonight. So it's just us two. But we have got a great panel of guests lined up, as always. So we'll start bringing them in, and we'll tell you a little bit about them. So tonight we've got, like I say, some great guests on the show. Was meant to be on last week, but he's a little bit busy, so we managed to get him this week. I'm happy he's here. Knows everything you need to know about kits. He's absolutely amazing. Great content on Twitter. It is Denis, aka Museum of Jerseys. How you doing, mate? You all right?
Hi, Aaron. Hi, Sean. How are things?
Hi, Dennis.
We're all good.
Nice
Thanks
to have my own. Nice to have my own private episode of Corrie on a Thursday night.
What? Well, you're saying because of the Northern links?
I think that's what it is.
I love Father Ted.
It is a great show. It's a great show. Thanks for joining us on this episode of.
Delighted to be here.
No, I really appreciate it. Like I said, we've had a bit of back and forth on Twitter, so it's glad to be doing a little bit with you, mate. And hopefully, it's the first of many.
Absolutely.
Great stuff. Next, we have a bit of a regular on Talking Kit. He's been on pretty much every show we've done so far. He's almost like an unofficial fourth host. He would like to say that. Would I? We'll see. So he's had his own episode on the main pod, probably one of the best. Came and spoke about his favourite team, Manchester City. He's also been on the Strip Down when we used to do the Strip Down, been on a couple of them. And now he's on this as well. It is, of course, Mr. Daps. What's going on, brother? You okay?
I knew you were talking about me when you said had the best episode. Before you said City.
I'm not going to lie.
Do you know what? And that was one of my favourite pods that I've possibly ever done as well, to be fair. It was really
Do you know
fun.
What? We're still getting notifications from a tweet you put out months ago to say, like, people are still liking that tweet you put out about that, saying it was one of your favourites. So, no, it must have been true. So, I appreciate it.
Comes in handy once or twice where people question my choice of team and my voice. So I can just go and watch that and explain it all.
You do sound like a United fan, to be honest.
Yeah. Do you know what? Actually, one real quick, you'll love this. On Saturday night, I was up for the game and we were just walking back from the kebab shop, me, Soups, Jan, and Rayan, and these three mank lads, I'll say scallies, why not, came up and were like, "Can I have a bit of your kebab, mate?" And I was like, "You're right, cheers. You're right, cheers." And then Soup started entertaining them a little bit, and obviously his voice came out, and they go to him, they go, "Who are you, Chelsea or United?" to Soups with his southern accent, yeah. And Jan just goes, "See." They don't even question if he's City.
You got all that to come yet. Soon, 5-10 years time.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was surprised how many were up on the train, to be fair. There was a lot on the train on the way up there.
Yeah, I seen your vlog. It's very good, mate. Well done. But thanks for joining us. Glad to have you on this new show as well, mate. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on the kits that we are ranking. And finally, another great account, probably one of my favourite accounts from 2021 that I've been following. Some of the work he does is just out of this world. Honestly, go and check him out when we give you obviously his details. Great guy. I would like to say conversations with people in the community. It's always good meeting like-minded people who share a love for football kits just as much as you do, probably even a little bit more. It's Jacob, aka Shirts FC. How
How's
you
it
doing,
going?
mate? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, perfect, mate. Absolutely. I'm happy that you've come and joined us on the show tonight.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Like I say, so like some of I pretty much you put on Instagram, I think. Like with the love heart emojis. So yeah, I'm happy you come on, mate. Like I say, people need to go and check out your stuff on Instagram and Twitter because yeah, it's absolutely amazing, I have to say. So yeah, this is the panel for tonight's show, and it's going to be a good one. Bit controversial. I think some of you may have had trouble ranking these kits. It wasn't an easy task. So tonight we are going to do the Puma third shirts from this season. A lot of controversy surrounding them. Many people are panning them. Some of them I've said, you know, they've got a bit of a love for them. Josh, who can't be here, when we were discussing doing this episode with these kits, he actually said he liked quite a few. I think some are not that bad. I will say it. But a lot of people don't like them. I remember, who was it? I think it was Dom from Kit Kingdom. I actually said, do you want to come on? And he asked me what kits it was. And I told him, and his exact words were, fuck that then. So,
I was going to say, is it rank? Is it rank, or wank? One of the two.
Yeah, it could easily be any of them tonight, couldn't it? But yeah, so we've got 10 of the Puma third shirts from this season that we have all privately ranked from 1 to 10. I then are giving them scores, and then we've collated a definitive list, and we will obviously run through the list. So there's been, obviously, like I say, a lot of controversy surrounding these kits this season. You know, a lot of problem being, obviously, it has a team name. People thinking that it was a lot to do with the Super League and, you know, foreign markets, Asian market, US market, maybe having the team name on there rather than the badge. That's why there's no badge there. And it was obviously that famous meme of Fenerbahce when the player, I got his name, it's going to be hard for me to say, Gumaskaya, famous pretending to kiss the badge. He couldn't. So, yeah, I mean, they've caused a lot of controversy. I'll start with you, Sean.
Kiss the cat.
Not mentioning any of the teams. What do you think about them? What's been your thoughts regarding these kits?
Well, I think pre-show I was saying I'd look it's like a blanket dislike to them all. I think maybe the first two, my top two, are the only ones I like really. They're a bit they're a bit like the pre-game tops, aren't they? Really.
You could say that, yeah. A lot of them could be sort of.
And I'm surprised they're being sold, to be honest.
Again, it's just hitting that other market, trying to be something a bit different from Puma. Denis, do you echo what Sean's thinking in terms of these shirts?
I don't have a blanket dislike, and I can kind of appreciate how Puma were trying to do something different. I don't think the execution matched the potential of the idea, we'll say. Like, I preferred the international away versions a lot more, you know, like the Italy and Czech and who else? Swiss away.
Austria as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, Austria as well. Yeah, I really liked Austria's away and Italy's away, especially that Italy had the green and the red. And if they had just kind of brought club versions of that with the crests even a bit smaller than what we expect, I would have liked it a lot more. Like, I don't know. I think it was just a bit too full on, just having the name massive the way it is, and then no crest. I presume it was a case of either or, and in that case, you know, you'd have to go with the crest. But you know, I suppose it was worth trying. You know, the manufacturers have to come up with fresh ideas every year, so you know, I'd applaud Puma's imagination, but you know, I don't think we'll be seeing sequels to them.
Daps, obviously you support a team that has one of these shirts. Not the reason why you've come on, mate. Don't think. I seen you tweet earlier. That's not the reason you come on. So what are your overriding thoughts on your own team's one, and also just that template in general?
Do you know, I do agree with Denis slightly. I do applaud Puma. Yeah, they have tried something different, to be fair to them. When I first saw it, I thought it was just a prototype. I didn't really think that was going to happen. Puma, like I said, they do need to be applauded, like, because with City, we've had some that are great, like the Hacienda one. one of my favourite shirts where they've got the stripes down the side and everything. But this one's a fail. It's a massive fail. I don't know if it was to do with the Super League, but it definitely screams commercial at me. The size of the sponsor across the middle. On some of them, they have put the badge in the background. If you look, not all of them, some of them. Maybe that's helped some of them, but nah. The worst thing is, as well, it's how obvious you can tell that it's just like a template. I know a lot of clubs do it. We've spoken on it before with the City, one of my favourite City ones, the red and black one, and then the Chelsea kind of grey and orange one. And there's hundreds you could go through over the years, but this one's just so damn obvious that it's just a template where they've just banged them all on. But I think when I look at all the different ones, ultimately the way I picked it is based on the colours. There were some colours that just looked a bit nicer than other colours, and of course the logo on some just looked awful. Yeah,
I think you was actually the first one to get the list back, your list back to me, which I was surprised at. I thought may have took a little bit. Maybe you're just that good at ranking kits, mate. You're just a full kit ranker, aren't you?
Colours. I just went on colours, honestly.
Finally, before we get into the list, what are your thoughts on the template? And was there any that stood out that you liked rather than disliked?
No. None of them stood out that I liked. It was kind of like usually when you're ranking, if you're doing like Twitter polls and all that sort of stuff, you go by which one you think. Well, I do anyway. I go by which one I think's the best, and then I work my way down. And doing this one, it was which one I disliked the most, and then which one I found more bearable as I went along. I agree with the points that everyone's been making so far. I think Puma have tried something different, maybe a little controversial as well to get people talking. But I think the fact that they've sort of mass-produced them has diluted that controversial effect. If they were to maybe just do Man City or AC Milan, people can look back on them in like 15, 20 years and they'll be like, oh, do you remember when they did this? But the fact that it seems that so many clubs have had this template, it's just diluted any controversy, any sort of likability, really, for me. Because everyone kind of likes that one that splits opinions. But I just think it loses anything about it, really. For me, it's a poor effort. It just seems a bit lazy. A little bit lazy from Puma.
Some great points, absolutely great points. So we're going to get into the list now. We'll start the count. And I'll just agree with any of our choices. If you disagree, hit the comments. Also, if it's your first time talking kit, don't forget to like the video. Also, subscribe to the channel. Like I say, we do other shows as well as this, and it'd be great for you to be involved and part of the community as well. Okay, so let's get into our list then. So number 10. I actually thought this would be a little bit higher. I think it's quite a nice one. The colours are quite nice. Number 10, with only 16 points in the scoring, was the Russian Premier League team Krasnodar. Krasnodar. So the white with the sort of lighty green blue. I think it looks okay. It's not the worst one I see out of these. I think I can't remember where I put it in my list, but
it's better
yeah.
Close, to be fair.
We'll start with you then, Daps. What was your thinking in regards to this one?
It reminded me of Marseille. That's what I kept thinking every time I looked at it. But you know what? When you've got it up a bit bigger in front of me, it's not that bad. It's just, I think it was a sponsor that put me off. The orange was just like, if you take that away, it's like, all right, get the right sponsor in that, it might be all right. I mean, but yeah, I think when I was looking at it, the sponsor in the orange was, where did I rank it, by the way?
So you put this 6 in your list?
7, yeah, 6 or 7. Yeah.
6 it was, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be hard to do this, isn't it? It's, with all of them, I look at the colours and the sponsor. The sponsor was just a bit loud for me.
Yeah. Sean, you had it.
I'll be honest, it's a beautiful blue, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what drew me to it. The white, the black trim, as well as the font of the team name. I thought it was quite nice. Sean, you had it dead last. Can you tell us why?
Yeah. on the look of it, I'm not seeing it on a player, but on the look of it, it looks like the sponsor's been put on like retrospectively. Like it's just been like photoshopped on. And yeah, like Daps was saying, I was going off colours. It is too plain, and compared to the rest of them hit you like a brick wall, don't they? It's like,
Is that?
and I don't even.
What
is that? I don't even know what team that is either.
Yeah, so it's the Russian Premier League team, Krasnodar.
Yeah, no good for me
that.
Dennis, what are you thinking on this one, mate?
Yeah, I ranked it number 8. I didn't like. I'd agree with what Sean and Daps have said. The sponsor looks poor, especially the fact that it is a Photoshop. One thing I meant to say about these shirts is that I do like at least how each team has their own font for the name, and especially the way that this is in the Russian alphabet kind of gives it more, and I think that's why I ranked it above the 2 that I had at 9 and 10. But it's fine, you know. I take away the sponsor, and you know, I might have it a place or 2 higher. I'm not a fan of the shade of blue, but I appreciate that's probably the club colour. So, like everyone else, sponsor and colour were kind of the defining factors.
Yeah, fair enough. Just finishing on you, Jacob, then. You had it the same, 8th, same as Denis. How come?
I like the shade of blue, and I like the logo that they've got because it's similar to the one that they've got on their badge. So I get that kind of works nicely. But as nice as that shade of blue is, I just think it gets lost a little bit. And you can imagine watching them live, and especially if you're at the ground and not really notice it. I don't think it will look great them playing in it, and it does just look like a template with a nice colour blue on. Yeah, that's why it was at 8 for me. I think there's a lot better.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think I looked on the list. I think I had Matt at 7th, so I wasn't too far away from you guys, really. I think we all kind of put it middle to lower in the sort of rankings. So yeah, number 10 on the list with 16 points. Russian team Krasnodar with their Puma 3rd kit template. Number 9 with 19 points. I actually thought this was going to be higher because I think I quite like this one myself. It is Rennes with their shirt. Nice black number with red and white. The sort of the sponsor is quite large on the shirt. Let's start with you, Dennis. You had this on your list 9th, so yeah, you wasn't a big fan of this one.
Did I have it? I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. Did I have it 9th or 10th? Yeah, sponsor. It just looks awful. I think. I think either just the S on its own or the name Samsic on its own. But I think just a bit too much, especially the fact that the sponsor, the word mark for Samsic is kind of nearly as wide as Stade Rennes AFC. So it just kind of, you know, it's a bit of clutter. I think just, the S on its own, and I'd have put it higher because the colours are nice, but without giving away my higher choices, I'd have preferred the red and white reversed. So yeah, just it's the sponsor lets it down.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Jacob, you had it dead last on your list. Is it similar reasons?
Exactly the same reasons. That sponsor's dreadful. The big S can go. Samsic on its own would look a hell of a lot better. But even on some of these shirts, you can see that there's a little badge graphic in the material. But from all the pictures that I've seen of that, there's absolutely nothing. And with the sponsor so big, it could be anybody's shirt. That really, anybody's. Doesn't if I supported Stade Rennes there and that was my team shirt, I'd be disappointed. Really disappointed.
It's a good thing you're not supporting them, mate, isn't it? Daps, you actually had it highest.
Based on
you had it 4th in the list.
Based on colours.
The colours alone, yeah.
I didn't. You know what? Again, I didn't zoom in on them as much. Now I can see how damn big that S is. Massively. But at the time, I wasn't seeing it. And the fact that it is the same colour as the right, and it's like, all right. But for me, I said it was colours. The colours, the black, white, red, and I think we'll get to another one in a bit that I put quite high, was very similar colours.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look as bad in black. Nothing looks as bad in black, does it?
No, I'll give my thoughts quickly. I mean, I like the fact the big S. I think it adds a little bit something to the shirt. I think it draws you right. The colours are quite nice and simple. Sean, I think you had it 8th on your list. Also, just quickly, whenever I see Stad Rennes, obviously because it looks like Renee, I always get that song in my head. Don't walk away, Renee. I don't know why. I don't know how to sing it whenever I see the name. So yeah, Sean, have you had it 8th on your list? Give us your thoughts on it, mate.
It was too much going on. I actually thought when I first saw it, they've got a sample, like a player's sample. I thought there was someone called Samsic number 5 when I first saw it. That's me being ignorant.
It does look more like the back though, doesn't it?
Because the sponsor's so big. I think I put it above Marseille, but I think Marseille's is worse.
That's fair enough. Giving away some of the list.
Spoiler alert.
Do you reckon the sponsors maybe pay a little bit more or take a little bit less of a cut or something on these shirts because they get more advertising? I don't know.
Good thought. Maybe I don't know if they'd have much of a say. I think they just get shown. No one's going to say anything, are they? They're going to say, "Oh yeah, that's fine. I'll go for that." If you've got a big Samsic number 5 on there, why not?
I don't, just with a club say, do you know what? On this shirt, we're gonna promote the sponsor more than we're gonna promote the actual club. I don't know. Never know. In this
you don't know. This is why I think that whole Super League thing comes into my head when I see no badge on a shirt. You've got to think Super League. That was number 9 on the list.
Sorry, I was just going to say there's a chance it looks even worse because in the French league, teams are allowed to have 3 or 4 different sponsors on the shirt. They've the sponsors up here and the arms and stuff, so it could be even more cluttered.
That is a bit what it looks like, isn't it?
Yeah.
Plastic. Yeah. Very much does look like one of those sort of Brazilian shirts or, like say French shirts that are just covered in sponsors, unfortunately. So yeah, number 9 on the list with 19 points. Is Rennes' effort. So moving on, the next shirt we had was in 8th place with 20 points. Not one of my favourites. I think I had this dead last. It just looks like a t-shirt. It is the Valencia Puma 3rd shirt. Colours okay, very Valencia. Like I said, I had it dead last. Not a fan at all. We'll kick it off with you, Sean. What are your thoughts on the Valencia one?
I love it. I love the superimposed bat in the background, and the orange and the tangerine, shall we say, is like contrast well. And it's not too. I know the name's across the chest, but it's not too in your face. It's like sort of like what font's that? I don't know, but it's basic. It's not like mental. I mean, I'd wear it on a night out. That's how I.
You wouldn't get in the club.
Well, this is what I was going to say. On a night out rating out of 5, what would you give it?
I work in 10s, so 9.
Oh, sorry, my bad. My bad.
4.5 out of 5, maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say 4 out of 5 would have worked. So there is obviously a version of this that has the sponsor. Doesn't look great. That's why I didn't send that one.
I don't even know what the sponsor is. There's like 5 sponsors on there.
I think it's one of those sort of cryptocurrencies, isn't it? Similar to Inter Milan's. So that's the reason why I didn't send that one, because I thought, yeah, that's great at all. So Daps, what are your thoughts on the Valencia 3rd?
So this is one of the ones that's got something going on in the background. Not sure what it is. Probably their badge. But do you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of an Italian kit without the Italian badge on. It's Italian colours. I'm sure not an Italian top that I had was not that different to that. And the funny thing is, the reason why I really compare it to it is it was a snide Italian top, and the badge peeled off, and it looked just like this, literally. Yeah, it's. I think, where did I put it? 6th, 7th.
I think you put eighth in your list. You put it. Yeah.
It's just. I mean, it looks very plain. Obviously, it hasn't got the sponsor on, but I don't want to see that sponsor on it. So, yeah, no. Is that the Valencia badge in the background?
It's part of it.
Yeah, the bat from the badge. Jacob, you had it 9th in your list. Obviously, not a fan. Why?
No, for me, I know they're Valencia's colours, and Valencia have used the blues and the oranges in the past, and they've had some great looking away shirts. But I'm not really feeling it on this one with the orange on the stripes and the orange of the Valencia. I just kind of lose. It gets lost with me. I love the bat graphic in the shirt.
Yeah.
And maybe if it was perhaps like an orange shirt with the blue stripe and the Valencia there, or a slightly darker shade of blue, I'd probably like that a little bit more. Or maybe taking into account Valencia having a black shirt, like the Milan one, which will be coming up later on. The way that they've got that badge in the background in the graphic there, I think that would look great with the bat, and then maybe an orange Valencia or orange with white Valencia on. I think the colorway for me is what puts me off this one. But I prefer the graphic. I prefer on all of these shirts. If it's got a graphic, it's usually done all right. But the color was just a bit too. It didn't do anything for me.
No, very good points, Dennis. You had it 2nd on your list, I believe. So clearly a fan.
I had it 2nd. I had this version 2nd. If I had realised that they have a fucking cryptocurrency as their sponsor, I'd have had it way down. And not just because it's a cryptocurrency, but because it's such a terrible logo. The Inter shirt is ruined by having it as well. But looking at this one without the sponsor, I do like it. A few years ago, myself and my wife did an interior design course, and the woman doing it told us that colours opposite each other and the colour wheel go well together, and that's why blue and orange complement each other so well. So I like blue and orange kits or blue and yellow kits. So I just think it looks well, and again, the bat is nice rather than having the full crest, which might be a bit too much going on. The bat is nice in that it's simple, a nice shape, and references the badge. So that's why I had it that high. But we might look to VAR with the sponsor version.
Yeah, there's a definite reason why I didn't send that one. Definitely would have come dead last, I think. So yeah, that was Valencia with 20 points, coming 8th in the list of our Puma 3rd shirts. It's Talking Kit. This is Full Kit Rankers. If you get to like the video or subscribe to the channel, make sure you are doing that. Get involved in the comments as well. Let us know what you're thinking of the list and the shirts. It's good to hear your thoughts on them. So yeah, next in the list, we actually had 2 that came with the same points. So they are joint 6. I'm just going to do one each at the time. So both had 23 points. The first one we're going to come to is not that one because that's disgusting. It is the Gladbach, Borussia Mönchengladbach shirt. Again, I don't think I rated this that high. I wasn't much of a fan. I think we're 8th in my list. We'll start with you, Dennis. I think you had it 6 in your list.
Yeah, just looking there, I had it 6. I think I had it higher because I think for whatever reason, I think darker colours suit the template better with kind of brighter accent colours than making it pop. The fact that it has green, white, and orange, I don't think was a factor, despite them being my national colours. I just, felt it was middle of the road between the really bad ones and the less bad ones.
It's a fair point. Daps, you had it down as 5th in your list, mid-table. You a fan?
It's the colours again. The black is. I've said this on the other one, and I know there's one more black one to come. That I like the black on it. It works slightly better with black because there's not really that much going on. It's not a plain piece of paper. The only thing is too many colours on it. Then you've got the green and the orange, black, green, orange, white, and it's just a bit too much with the orange. That's the only thing. Otherwise, if that flat X was all white, then it might have been a bit higher, to be fair.
Okay, fair enough. Jacob, I think again you had it 6 on your list as well. So middle of the road. What are your take? Do you agree with the guys what they're saying on the colours? They match or?
Yeah, I mean, I quite like the black versions of this template as well. I like the badge graphic, but for me, the reason why I'm not a fan of this shirt is the name font and also the font on the sponsor. They're just really different, and especially the Borussia on there. I just find it looks quite cheap looking. It just looks like a font that you've picked up off Microsoft. You know, when you're trying to get a project done for school, you know, and you put that. Yeah, pretty much. The colors, the green on the Borussia is not great, but I know it's the color of their kit and their club. Yeah. But yeah, I think that the one thing that puts me off this one is the font.
Yeah, I think the font. I think they've used it quite a lot, haven't they, Brucey? I think they've actually had it as the sort of name set on the back of a lot of shirts, I believe.
Oh,
a lot of the one. I don't know if it would have been better or worse, but imagine they'd actually put the full team name on there, Borussia Mönchengladbach. How small it would have been, first of all. If it had gone round the back of the shirt as well, they would have had to do full 360. But yeah, I quite agree with you. Wasn't that high on my list. I'm not a big fan of it. Sean, we'll finish off with you on this one. What were your thoughts on the Borussia Mönchengladbach third shirt? You put it 7th on your list.
Yeah, again, middle of the road, really. I'm a fan of black kits, but I don't like the sponsor spoils it.
Yeah.
The colours work, but the sponsor's a bit too amateur.
Okay. Night out rating?
7.
What, 7?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it would be lower than that, but that's fair enough. So that was one of the joint 6 shirts. That was Borussia Mönchengladbach, a third shirt. The next one, again with 23 points, was the Shakhtar third shirt. I really like this one. I'm going to get in here quick. I put this quite high up. I like the colours. I think the colours really match each other. I like the white and the yellow and the orange. We'll start with you, Daps. What was your thinking behind the Shakhtar? You had it down as 7th.
Cannot stand the sponsor.
Oh, really?
The sponsor's just... Yeah, no, that's all it was. If I'm looking at it, I did say before, white for me is why it's strange, because I don't think there's a way you can get this kit right? Because I said before, white maybe looks a bit plain, darker colours a bit better, but then, this one's plain, so then they've gone and put a really loud sponsor on it, and then a fluorescent orange Shakhtar. Still not working. Yeah. I don't like the white ones. I'll be honest with you. I really don't like the white ones. I'm not a fan of white football shirts, really. Not a fan of the City's away one this season. Not a fan of it.
I thought you had this higher.
Maybe when I lose weight, I'll be more of a fan of white, because it just doesn't.
Yeah, they don't lend themselves well to beer belly.
To a belly. They do not. No.
Not at all. But I thought you would have had this higher because you bought your best ever midfielder from Shakhtar. So, you would have thought.
Oh, that's great. Best ever midfielder.
Fernandinho, isn't that your best ever midfielder, no?
David Silva.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Kevin Hall for a second.
We could reel them off here, mate. Didn't you get your best ever midfielder?
I'm waiting for that,
Not that many. It won't be that long.
De Bruyne.
Allegiances are at the door.
Anyway, who did you get from Shakhtar again? Remind me.
I can't remember. Fred the Red, was it? Yeah, maybe. We'll move on. Jacob, what are your thoughts on the Shakhtar third shirt, mate?
Yeah, similar. The sponsor's not not doing it for me. I quite like the orange for the, obviously Shakhtar. Shakhtar have got some, or they have got some and have had some absolute classic kits. I love what they do with their home kits most seasons. This is plain. There's nothing to it really. There's nothing going on. I quite like the Shakhtar font, the orange and the black, and I think that's the only reason why I marked it above the Krasnodar one. I think it was those two very similar for me. They're both the two white ones, and this one just picked it really just because of the Shakhtar.
Yeah, I think you same as Daps. You had it in 7th on your list, Sean. I think you had it similar to me, 4th in your list. Obviously, a fan then, I guess.
I don't know. I think I might have rated it too high. Looking at it now, it reminds me of Dortmund a little bit with a yellow and black. But
okay,
yeah, I don't like it. I wish I'd put it lower.
It's too late now, unfortunately.
Too late now. It almost looks like the Shakhtar bit. Do you know the SHA, the start of sharp? Do you know in the United kits?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It looks a lot the same. Night out rating?
Free drinks, I'd say.
Free
I won't go out in it.
In that, you got your girlfriend as well. Just free drinks.
Hey.
I'm only joking. Sorry, Lucy, if you're watching. I apologise. We'll finish off you then, Dennis. The Shakhtar 3rd shirt. What are your thoughts on this one, pal?
Yeah, I put this 10th, I think, didn't I? Dead last.
Last year.
Yeah, I think the sponsor looks awful, especially with yellow so close to orange. I think a sponsor like that would look grand on a Dortmund shirt, would say, or a black shirt, but just adding yellow when there's already orange, I don't think works. And as well, the fact that I actually like Shakhtar's colours. It's probably not a unique colour mix, but it's fairly notable anyway, like in European football. And I think there's too much black trim and not enough orange. The 2 stripes up by the Puma logo were orange. I think it would look a lot better and just a lot more balanced. So I think it's imbalanced in terms of the club colours, and then putting on a honking sponsor just makes it even worse.
I think little touches would make it a hell of a lot better. I mean, like you just said about the black stripe across the shoulder, even if that was just an orange and a black stripe, like a thin stripe, just to add that little bit of a personal touch to that club, rather than just a black stripe. It just
like it actually just looks like team wear with the name and sponsor just slapped on. Like,
yeah,
it needs a collar as well. It needs a coloured collar.
Yeah.
Do you think? I think a lot of good points. I think that's where the criticism on these first shirts have come from. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was quite nice. Obviously, I'm quite alone in that. But that's the great thing about this show. We all rank on very different C kits, all very differently. So yeah, that was again joint 6th in our list with 23 points. That was the Shakhtar. It was joint with Gladbach. So 5th in our list. Another one I quite liked. Up for you is this one. I mean, the picture wasn't great. It was probably the best picture I could find of it. It is the Marseille 3rd shirt. The big Uber Eats on there. We'll start with you, Daps, on this one. Let's start with you, mate. What are your thoughts on this one?
It's plain, and then it's got Uber Eats on it. And that's all. It's just, I think I ranked this really low.
I think you put it 9th in your list, mate.
Yeah, and it was just the Uber Eats jumping out at me. Just thought, oh, fuck off. It's just so modern, so 2020, 2021, isn't it? 2022, Uber Eats all over it. Apart from that, yeah, I think it just sums up the fact Marseille's really small in the same colour, and then you've got Uber Eats huge. Just not a fan of it at all. I mean, the 2 blues are quite nice when I look at it like this. 2 blues work quite well together, but my eyes didn't go to that. My eyes just went to Uber Eats.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Kind of electric blue in it, electric blue on a kind of.
Yeah, I like it. The badge in there. Dennis, you had it 5th in your list, middle of the road.
Sorry, one of the
Yeah.
things is the 3 fonts. It's the 3 fonts as well. That I don't like that. It's like Marseille's one font, Uber's another font, and then Eats is another font. It's just too much.
Yeah. No, you bob on, mate. You absolutely bob on. Yeah, Dennis, what are your thoughts on this one, buddy?
Yeah, I'd have actually put it a bit higher if the main blue was darker, just if there was a bit more contrast between the blues. But I do like it generally as well, because if you look at, like, if you zoom in on the narrow stripes above Marseille, it says Olympique de, and underneath it says 1899 with a little star in the middle for their Champions League win, which is a nice little individual flourish. And as well, I know, like, it's not really taken into account, but they do have a nice goalkeeper version as well in red and white, which is nice to see. I like when a goalkeeper kit is the same design as the outfield kit in different colours.
Yeah, that's a great point. Jacob, I think you had it 5th as well on your list, mate.
Yeah. I completely agree with everything that Dennis has just said. A darker blue would look amazing. I love the badge detail in the back. Whilst I've been rating them, that's usually bumped them up a little bit. And then I'm not a fan of that blue and the 2 different blues there. And similar to what Daps was saying about the fonts, I wasn't really feeling that. But I did notice the little detailing on the stripes, which bumped it up to 5th for me because of that personal little touch. And I think there's only, if I remember looking at that list, 2 shirts where there's a little bit extra added on for that club. And this is one of them. And I just wish that they all had something extra, some little detailing on that they'd actually cared.
Yeah, you're right. You know, you think of a template and they're doing certain things for one. Like, say, some of the clubs don't have the crest in the background. Some are missing, obviously, that little personal touch. I think it did everything the same. Probably brings up the standard of all them kits a lot more. I think I put this 3rd in my list. I'm a big fan of Marseille, probably the French club I like the most. I think Puma and Marseille have worked brilliant together so far. You think of the shirt a couple of, was it last season or season before, with the city in the background, the city graphic and all that, which was absolutely amazing. I think they've had some great shirts together, Puma and Marseille. Sean, you had it 9th for your list. We'll finish with you. How come?
Yeah, I wasn't drawn to it. It was there was better kits out there as well. Again, with a sponsor. I think it's a low class sponsor as it is Uber Eats. I think it's not classy at all.
Yeah.
But I didn't notice the Marseille crest superimposed on the background with the picture you sent me. But you can see it now. That adds to it.
I can't see it.
You see it there now, Daps?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there we go. 5th in the list. 24 points was Marseille. I've got a comment here. I think I'm in trouble, Sean. Lucy's been on. She said she's watching and how rude. So I think I'm in trouble there, mate. Apologise for me, mate. You know how it is. I was only kidding.
I'm gonna turn her internet off.
Right, we'll move on to the list. 4th in the list with 28 points. We're going to go over to South America now and see Guadalajara Chivas with their effort. This is probably one of the newer ones that came out. I think this come out not too long ago. I seen a bit of a hullabaloo on Twitter, you could say, when this was released. So yeah, it's got 4th in the list. We'll kick it off with you, Sean. You had it down middle of the road 5th. What are your thoughts on this one, buddy?
I wish I'd put it above Shakhtar's, because I think I put Shakhtar's 4th. It's got a very F1 feel about it as well. And I like the word caliente. I like that word.
Do you use that a lot in your line of business?
Spanish for hot. If I'm working with the Spanish lads, yeah.
All right, so you're just throwing out
So
Just throwing
I'm
out
a chef. I'm a chef, and I work with.
I was going to say, do you often work with Spanish lads?
No, yeah, quite a few times.
But overall, you like the shirt, yeah?
Yeah, I love the colours. I like the tight fit. It looks tight there.
It's a nice shirt. A lot of Puma are out, and I think some of the Puma you have to go a size up, really. So that does look like it's quite tight. Yeah, Jacob, what are your thoughts on this one, mate?
I hadn't seen this one before you'd sent it to me, and I rated it third. I think it's one of the better ones, probably because it sort of it shies away from that template. It's only slightly, but the fact that we've got two different colours as the main body and the sleeves. I like the extra little detail around the collar. I mean, it's probably going to be uncomfortable, and I can imagine it catching, but I quite like that bit of detail in there. And they've kind of tried to get rid of the stripes around the name just by making it a slight shade darker. But I kind of quite like this one because it's not like all of the others.
Yeah, no, you're right. It seems to have they've listened to a bit of the feedback, and then later versions they've picked out different things and made it look a little bit different. You ranked it the same, I believe, Dennis. You put it third on your list as well.
And similar to Jacob, just the fact that it is a bit different. The contrast sleeves lifted above most of the rest, and I would have put it higher if the Caliente logo didn't have word Caliente twice, basically.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, if it gets rid of the Caliente.mx, but I think that is how the sponsors. I've seen it on other shirts from the Mexican League, and I think that's how it just comes like that with both of them, unfortunately. But yeah, I agree. If it just the actual sponsor logo rather than the Caliente.mx, I think it would have looked a lot better, really. Yeah. Daps, we'll finish off for you on this one, mate. The Chivas shirt, you put it dead last, yeah. How come?
I couldn't get over it. There was something about it that reminded me of another sport, and for some reason, someone said Formula One, but I think that it was cricket. I'm sure it reminds me of someone one-day cricket. But I just couldn't get over it being reminded me of another sport. There is one hell of an echo, by the way.
I think it's because it's red and you're quite a bit of blue, maybe.
Nah.
No, I'm wrong.
No, I mean,
wide of the mark.
I do get what people are saying about the fit and about the little extras, but it's just all I could see was I'm sure it's Test cricket.
Yeah, I mean, could be like a sort of Indian Super League sort of.
Yeah.
England's kit was like that. About 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
The Adidas ones. Yeah, I think I remember. Yeah, well, not for everyone. So number 4th in the list with 28 points. The Chivas Guadalajara effort, like I said, come out a little bit later. And it's kind of Jacobs alluded, kind of they look like they've improved on that template, hidden those sort of lines, and added a little bit of extra detail on there, which works quite well for that one. Moving on to 3rd in the list. Daps may be happy, may not be happy. With 34 points, it is the Manchester City version of the Puma 3rd template. We'll kick it off with you then, Daps, being a Manchester City fan. 34 points it got, which ain't too bad out of 50, I don't think. Go on. It's your team, it's your club. What are your thoughts on it, mate?
34 points. Not far off what you've got at the moment.
I knew there was something coming.
Do you know what? Considering how shit a kit it is, I'm happy with it being 3rd because it's grown on me. Cole Palmer, saying Prem soon coming, it has made it grow on me that little bit more. It's just a pajama top, innit? It's that easy. We're going to win the league. We're going to win the league in our pajamas. No front, no left back. It's that easy. No,
Yeah.
it has done a bit. I like the badge in the background. The badge in the background's nice.
How do you feel about Man City? How do you feel about Man City across the front? Because I'm not feeling that.
What, you playing on the words? It's a men full of City. Or...
No. I just don't like it. It's like your nickname on a shirt, isn't it? And especially when you've got no badge on the front. I mean, I know that's the case for a lot of these clubs.
I've never even thought of that because I referred to them as Man City. But yeah, the fact there's no badge and then it's Man City, not even Manchester City. Yeah, that's a really good point. I don't like this kit, but this one's nicer than the rest because it's got a beautiful badge in the background. Yeah, I mean, you know what? It's a top that's going to be worn by the Premier League champions. So
swiftly moving on then. You did put it first in your list. I didn't realise how see-through it was as well. Actually, that obviously looking at the back, you can see there it is quite see-through. Nice to see they've done it on a match day when your stadium's full as well. All the fans in the back. Nice for him to do that. But yeah, I think it scored quite high, you know. I think, you know, I was the only one that had it below 5th for whatever reason. I just don't like it. It's not because it's City, it's just not a nice shirt. We'll move on to you, Sean. You had it quite high up. I think you had it 3rd in your list. Tell us why.
It looks better there. They played in it a few weeks ago, didn't they? And it didn't look that great, but it looks better off a player. I don't normally say because it always normally the kits look better live. I think I like the different colours of the sky blue. I always like sky blue with City. Sky blue, white, and dark blue. I think it's better than the rest.
Fair enough. And Dennis, you had it down 4th on your list.
Like I was saying with the Marseille one, I think a darker blue works nicer with the lighter blue. I like the fact that I like City in dark blue third kits, and the fact that it has their home colour as trim is something I like. Like Jacob, I wouldn't be too keen on the Man City rather than Manchester City, or even just City would have been. It would have been shithousing because so many other clubs call themselves City, but it would have been interesting to see it. So yeah, I think part of the reason maybe that we all had it so high is familiarity and that we've seen it in action more than any of the rest, maybe.
Yeah, no, some great points. Again, Jacob, you had it 4th in your list as well. Apart from the Man City, what are your overriding thoughts on the shirt?
I really like the color, the dark color blue. I really like that color, and the home sky blue contrasts really nice with it. I like the badge detailing in it. It's quite prominent, even though it's a darker color. You can kind of see it on any photo that you see, and even when they're playing it live as well, it's quite noticeable. Yeah, I think I voted it 4th. It's all right for a City shirt. That.
Yeah, I mean, you're a red, aren't you, as well?
Yeah.
It's weird for a United fan to be saying that. But yeah, I agree. I mean, I put it 9th just because I'm not really a big fan. I tried to put allegiances aside. But yeah, coming 3rd in our list, 34 points, is the Manchester City 3rd shirt. Moving on then, we'll get into number 2. I thought this would have come first. I think it's the best out of the 10 that was sent around. Clearly, I'm wrong. It is the Borussia Dortmund version of the 3rd shirt. The one I did send is the one with the badge. You may know, obviously, Borussia Dortmund put the badge on their shirt, and that is the one I sent around. We do have the one without, which obviously doesn't look as good. But I did send the one with a badge purposely because I think it looks a lot better. We'll kick it off with you, Jacob, on this one, mate. What are your thoughts on this one?
I put this at number 1. I know this is Dortmund's sort of Champions League kit, isn't it? Their European kit, so they could go with their home colour, so it's a bit more noticeable. And Dortmund in fluorescent yellow is just it's what I want to see. And I think the fact it's got the badge on the front automatically puts this one to near enough the top for me. I'm not familiar with that font for BVB09. Is that familiar? Has anyone seen that before on any of their releases or anything? Because that marks it down for me. I'm not a fan of that font.
I think it looks familiar, but I couldn't tell you where it's from. If that makes sense.
I
think I've seen it before, but I don't know where it's from.
Yeah, that marks it down for me. But if that BVB09 was perhaps in the same style as what's on the badge, I'd probably like it a lot more as well. But yeah, that was number one on mine. That one.
Yeah, I think it came top. Three of us all marked it top. Myself, you, and Sean. Sean, yeah, again, you obviously liked it the most out of all of them. Do you echo similar thoughts to Jacob on it?
I think it is a familiarity thing. Like the fluorescent yellow of like the '97 season, innit? Do you know when Dortmund knocked United out?
Sort of Nike.
Yeah. I mean, it'd been nice to have a black collar.
Cool. All right then. Yeah. More detail on it would have been nice. Dennis, you put it lowest in the list. I think you put it 7th in your list, mate.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I'd imagine I'm in a minority, but I'm not actually too keen on the fluorescent yellow for Dortmund. I just prefer a traditional canary yellow. And then, like Jacob said, I don't actually like the font for the BVB09. And I think the fact that they have put the crest on, which is fair enough, I applaud them for that. With the crest on saying BVB09, I'd actually just gone with Dortmund for the bit between the stripes. And I'd have put the Puma on the right breast just to give a bit of balance, because it just looks a bit too unbalanced with the Puma in the middle and the crest where it is. In fairness to Dortmund as well, they do actually have an away version for the Champions League, but it's not actually a reversal because it's black with white. If they'd gone a straight reversal, I might have kind of used that to vote them a bit higher.
No, fair enough, mate. And finishing with Daps, you had it 3rd in your list, buddy. Go on, tell us why.
Because they're two better than it, Aaron.
All right, Sean. That's Sean's line.
Do you know what? It kept jumping out at me, but the fluorescent put me off. That was the only thing. Otherwise, it might have been a bit higher. But it's. Do you know what? Of all of them, it's one of them that actually, when I see it on plays, I think, do you know what? That looks all right, actually.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily what I saw. I think the picture you even sent, Harlan was wearing it, and it was like, do you know what? That looks all right. It doesn't look too bad. But you take it off the player, and it's like, fuck, it's a bit bright. But yeah, it's. I don't mind this one. If I wasn't slightly biased, then it might have been a little bit higher.
No, fair enough. So yeah, second in the list with 42 points. So yeah, it only missed out on 8 points, which is a good going. The Borussia Dortmund Puma 3rd shirt, or cup shirt, Champions League shirt, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, leaving us with just one more shirt to rank. I'm not surprised it's number 1. Probably is the best overall, objectively, looking at it. It is the AC Milan. I mean, this picture just makes it look absolutely unreal. I think we'll probably all agree with that. Yeah, the AC Milan 3rd shirt came top with 46 points. So it missed out on just 4 points. 3 of us ranked it 2nd. And the one person, Denis, putting it top of his list. We'll start with him then, because he's ranked it number 1. Go on, Denis, tell us why it's the best shirt from the Puma 3rd shirt.
Well, first of all, I do like a black Milan 3rd with red trim. They've had a lot over the years, and they've had some great kits that way, especially during the Adidas era. And then, like I was saying about rain, I think the colours work really well, and I prefer just having that bit more red than white with it. One kind of actual slight drawback question is having AC Milan rather than just Milan, but I don't think that's too much of a reason to drop it. And I like the fact that font Milan have been using it for about 7 or 8 years. It was on the back for the name set for a while, and they just use it kind of for various kind of club flourishes on their kits. And yeah, just like I said, I think the design works best with dark kits, and I think this is the best of them.
Yeah, absolutely spot on, mate. Daps, again, one of the ones obviously had it second in the list. Personally, I think if you got rid of the Fly Better, I know Emirates are having Fly Better on all the shirts. If you got rid of that, probably puts it number one in my list over Dortmund. But like I say, you had it second, mate. Tell us why, please.
The colour, black and red, I just think works. I also like the badge in the background. The badge in the background, again, that just works on black well. The sponsor, I guess maybe it's familiarity, that we're just familiar with the Emirates sponsor. It's a font we know. It's a font that doesn't kind of like, oh, fucking hell, what's that? The only thing I would say is I'm not mad at the Emirates Fly Better. What I do think is the Fly Better pulls the sponsor too far down. And you don't want the sponsor around your belly. So that the only thing, I'm not mad at having it all, is just it. Maybe I feel like the Emirates should be up a bit, lifted up that little bit more, and maybe, I don't know, but I think for me, of all of them, if I wasn't biased to City, it's my favourite.
Yep.
Can I just add to my bit as well? Milan have a very nice goalkeeper shirt. It's a straight reversal red with black, and obviously they go really well when they're worn together.
Nice. Yeah, nice. Again, obviously everyone else had it second other than Denis. So Jacob, give us your thoughts on this one, mate.
Yeah, same. I think the black works really well. I love the way that you can't miss that badge, no matter what picture you see it in. It's very prominent in that graphic. And one of the things which I've marked a lot of the clubs down on is the font which they use for their naming. But I think that the AC Milan there is classy. It works well. And black and red AC Milan, it goes together, doesn't it? It's not. It looks like if you was just to glance at it, you could guess that was an AC Milan shirt without AC Milan written all over it.
You spot on. Sean, we'll finish with you then, mate. Again, you had it second as well. So let us know what you think of the AC Milan third shirt.
I'm going to use the word iconic. It's an iconic Milan shirt, isn't it? Red and black. Can't beat it. Dirt doesn't show up on it if you've got a shit pitch. I mean, yeah, I would put it joint first with Dortmund. I mean, I had to put it first or second, didn't I? But
okay, yeah, no, fair enough.
It was only I only like two kits in this list, and it was them two. The others I wasn't a fan of. Yeah,
I think they are probably the best two. They deserve. They probably would be the two that I would buy if I was to buy either of them. I'd probably them two would be. Yeah, so number one in our list. There we go. That is the one. 46 points, almost a perfect score. I think on reflection of our comments, a couple of us may have put it first actually. 46 points. Number one, the AC Milan Puma third shirt. There we go. So that is the end of our list, and I hope you've enjoyed it. It was, I think, entertaining. I think we've appreciated the template a little bit more. I may have. I don't know about yourselves, guys. But yeah, thank you very much for joining. I will just need to say before we start to go, say our goodbyes. We have joined up with Shirt Loot Box, mystery shirt company. So if you're into your mystery shirts and you fancy getting yourself a bit of a discount, go to at ShirtLootBox on Instagram, and we're also on Twitter. And when you're buying your mystery shirt in the checkout, if you put the code Talking Kit, you will receive 10% off. So yeah, checking them out. And if you're into your mystery shirts and like getting us a little surprise, use the code Talking Kit. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Denis, yeah, like I say, mate, really appreciate you coming on. Like I say, we've had a few conversations on Twitter, and yeah, hopefully it's the first of many appearances on Talking Kit for you, mate.
Cheers, delighted to have been on. I had a great time, and looking forward to the next one.
Brilliant. And where can people find you if people want to check more? Are you out on the socials?
Twitter and Instagram at Museum of Jerseys. Fairly straightforward.
Definitely worth checking out if you are into your kits. Loads of great knowledge on there, and one of my favorite accounts on the socials, mate. I have to say. Daps, let's come to you, buddy. Where can people find you, and what are you up to?
Find me on Feed the Goat, which is, if you're a City fan, find me on our YouTube channel, Feed the Goat. And if you are more just into football in general, find me on Never a Foul, which is our generic channel, talking everything football. And on Twitter, I'm MCFC Daps.
Awesome.
Cheers for having me, Aaron. And find Aaron on Never a Foul as well.
Well, yeah, maybe. And Jacob, yeah, mate, brilliant. Thank you very much for coming on. Like I say, we've had a few conversations on, I think it's Instagram we've mainly spoken. Really buzzing to finally do something with you, mate, and get you on Talking Kit. Again, hopefully the first of many appearances for you, mate. I know we spoke about doing a main pod episode, which I think would be really, really interesting, especially with your art and what you do on football shirts. But yeah, where can people find you, and give us a rundown on what it is you sort of do, mate?
Yeah, so you can find me at Art on Shirts FC on Instagram and Twitter, and I basically just paint onto football shirts. So I use the shirt as a canvas, and I can make it so that people can frame them, or I can make it so that people can wear them. And yeah, I just take commissions and create some bits and bobs, throw it online, and see if people like it or not.
Yeah, I mean, the one, I'm not a fan of the team of the one you put in previews on at the minute, but it looks
nor am I, to be fair.
I mean, the Totti one, amazing. The Saka one, amazing. The Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldo one, obviously.
Yeah, it went down well, that one. Yeah, it's good.
Absolutely up there for me, mate. So yeah, again, all three of you, thank you very much for coming on. It's been brilliant to have you on. Sean, how you doing, mate? Saying goodbye.
Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah,
lovely show. I loved it.
Yeah, it's great. So yeah, thanks again. This is Full Kit Ranking. We should do. We are going to change the day. So I think we are going to move to Wednesdays. We'll have Josh back with us. Another great panel, ranking 10 shirts. We've also got episode 9 of the Talking Kit podcast coming on Monday. And I'll give you a sneak preview. It's all about food sponsors in football. It's a great episode. That's coming out on Monday around 6:30. So check it out. Don't forget to follow us. If it's your first time Talking Kit, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, get involved in all the content we're doing. And yeah, we will see you very, very soon for another episode of Full Kit Rankers. See you later.